What is going on, my Nagas, my children of the sun and the moon? Okay, what's going on? It is Uncle Makara back at it again with another video, man. Hold on, let me just check everything's good on my end. Okay, all right. Hold on. Let's just check that this is all good to go, that we have the live stream working and so forth. Cool beans. Today we're talking all about how to understand the timeline that's being split right now. Okay. There's a timeline right now that you got to understand for being stretched into two polarities. Okay. And once you understand what this is, you're going to start to slowly take your power back over this reality. You're going to understand that it's starting to make sense again. Okay. Because I've had this lack of clarity amongst the spiritual journey for a while. I've just been refining and just understanding where are the ways that I can get ensnared by a lot of these, spiritual parasites. There's a lot of spiritual parasites, especially in spiritual communities, a lot of narcissism, a lot of, strange, let's just say very, very, they have a lot of hidden agendas, you could say. Okay. So let's start to understand that there's two pathways here, and this is the way that I've always perceived it and seen it. Okay. So we're going along this path and it splits into two roads. Okay. So with one road, we have flow, as we understand, which is the 5D. Okay. On the other side, we have fear, which is the which is the 3D, right? 4D is like in between, where you have to make the choice. First of all, you got to understand the idea of 4D, okay, in this context. Hold on, let me go back to this so I can see your guys' comments. This is going to be way swifter, I'm guessing, in the future. Right now, it's just getting used to this tab and things like this. Okay, cool. Namaste, Andrea. Cool. Okay, amazing. I'll just open the comments on the side too then. Okay. So we've got to understand, first of all, before making the split, as this energy is going these two directions, one way we find it's all about really pinpointing it, right? Automation to the point of let's take it to the brink or the extent of it. Okay. So another way to say this really is regenerative. Okay, let's say regen. And degenerative, okay? Degen. Progressive, destructive. You can think about it many different ways, right? You can come up with your own words if you want. These are just the words that resonate with me because I've always gone in my own journey. I've gone from a feeling of anxiety, depression, all these, negative energies and entities that I had to confront. And eventually, if I slowly move into that love, if I move into that flow, I'll start noticing that everything fades away, right? Only the truth remains. Only the truth remains. And I think that's a very, very powerful way to understand this is if you can bring it back to that flow, which is that love, right? It's the love of the planet. Then we can really start to take this thing on a whole another level. Okay. So, okay, let's kind of move along this model. Now, what we have now is we got to understand a few things. Okay. The 4D, to access the 4D, you need to access timelessness. Okay. Timelessness. So if you are in that experience of timelessness and you're feeling that, okay, it's I don't even know what time it is, right? Right now. Like that's how I'm living. You see? I'm not over planning, over preparing, trying to make sure everything is okay, trying to, circumnavigate my entire day and plan it out exactly the way it is so I have the best day ever. No, I'm not doing that anymore. What am I doing? I'm accessing and letting go, allowing myself to get into this timelessness so that I can get into this flow eventually, right? So this is like the gateway, right? It's the gateway. Oops, I closed it by accident. My bad, guys. Uh, okay. So the timelessness gateway. Now let's keep going here, guys. This is very, very powerful. Any questions coming up, just let me know. What's coming up for you, anything that you want to talk about or engage with. I'm here to speak about it. So one thing that I've understood is let's really understand who has our best interests in mind. Okay, that's okay, Andrea. Take the call. So society has a way of understanding that we need you to depend on us, right? This dependence. So you get into a codependent or a toxic relationship with society's expectations. A lot of people. Okay. So you've got to actually have a better relationship with you, right? As within, so without. You have to understand that when you have a good relationship with yourself and you know thyself, that's when this whole journey start to transcend, start to change. Okay. And one feels like you're ascending. That's what we always say upward spiral gang, right? Upwards spiral. Right. Now, what's very interesting is this word spiral, okay? Because it reminds me of something called the golden ratio, okay? And once you understand what the golden ratio is, you notice it in everything. You notice it everywhere around you. This becomes almost like a way that you perceive the universe, okay? It becomes the lens through which you see the world and you understand things better and more clearer, okay? Now, as we understand that, and we understand that there is something called the golden ratio, we also understand that when people take psychedelics, what do they see? Okay. When people take psychedelics, they see fractals, right? And if you've ever been in a very, very deep meditation, okay, a level of stillness within yourself, oops, then you understand that you're starting to see these shapes emerge, okay? And as these shapes emerge, you can start to understand this way better. There's a word called yantra, okay? Hold on, let's zoom into this actually. So, uh, back. So there's a word, Sanskrit. Hey there, Akrioth. Good to have you on. The yantra, right? You might have heard of this word. You might have understood that a lot of yogis, rishis, seers, when they go deep into their meditations, they didn't only get like insights from their own gurus. Their gurus would show up through shapes, through geometry. Okay. And by understanding the yantra, okay, which is basically like a tool, okay? It's a sacred tool, divine tool, to be able to peer into the edge of what's really going on. Let's look at some examples of yantras so we just have it as an understanding, okay? So let me actually override this screen share, okay? A little bit. Share. Okay, now look here, guys, okay? These different yantras associated with different devis, right? This one is for Tara, this one is for Ganesha, this one is for Durga, okay? And if you concentrate on these symbols during meditation, you could think of them similar to the word, another word you might know, which is mandala, okay? Similar word, fractal, okay? It's all coming out of what? One center. A center point that you focus on, okay? That slowly starts to split, okay? These invisible fractals, but they're everywhere, okay? You understand this if you're tripping balls, okay? Some people have understood that. Others, you might have accessed even some of these lights or colors during meditation, okay? And you might think that, oh yeah, it's very pretty in a sense, but it also could have layers of different understanding or light codes, some people believe in, okay? So let's look up the definition of light code, okay? And if you notice here, right, there's some imagery of fractals coming in if you type in light code. Now we're understanding something here. This is very deep work, okay? This is very deep work to understand that there is a hidden geometry, a sacred geometry, the flower of life, okay? The garnet crystal, okay? The pentagon. Okay, we're understanding there is a lot of this symbolism. Some people have taken it in their own ways, obviously. That's going to happen. That's a normal byproduct. And others are studying the harmonics of it, Tesla's antenna, okay? Um, so notice how it's still splitting from the middle and it's going into all of these different ways and paths. Now, if you've ever had any starseed interactivity, ever had higher planetary energies, you might have seen a lot of strange symbols like this, okay, coming in. And you're not really sure what they mean, but they energize a specific part of you. It's like you get these downloads from your brain or something comes through, right? There's this game actually called LS Dream. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. You can download it on your laptop. You're just walking through this very trippy atmosphere. You're just going from room to room. It's almost like a dream. The entire game is like you're walking through a dream, okay? And you're going through it, okay? Let's type in that. Let's drink. So, game. Hold on, game, not the artist. I don't really. Uh, what was that game, man? Oh yeah, here we go. LSD. Okay, lucid simulating dream or something like that, right? Dream emulator. Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that you see, very trippy stuff, right? It's like, whoa, I don't want to walk into the moon like that, right? Or you see these creatures, or you see these random things, these random surprises, occurrences, and it goes from dream to nightmare, dream to nightmare. This is the similar idea of 5D and 3D, okay? So the both of these realities are going to coexist, but we're still in Vishnu's dream. We're still in the dream. We're still in the simulation, but the simulation is alive. It's interactive. It's not just like this dead uh, reality that we're all living in, right? We're clearly living with aliveness. This is what the dead want, right? The darker beings, the lower beings who are maybe degenerating or going lower actually want the light. They think what they're doing is light. You get what I mean? They think that their way is the right way. If somebody tells you my way is the only way, your ears have got to perk up. Okay? You got to stay wise. You got to stay vigilant. Okay, that's very weird how this have the like, right? Like this woman's face or whatever, or this guy. This guy's creepy, man. I don't know who the what. Right. But yeah, very strange game. Okay, very could be very creepy as well. Okay. Anyway, besides this game, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Yantra, light codes, right? Now let's see what the definition of a light code is. Okay. I think we're going to start to crack a lot of different things here in this channel. And I'm not looking at entropy, which is the dark 3D binary kind of reality of like, let's put everybody in a box. Let's put everybody in a way that we can easily manipulate and control them rather than a freeing expression of beingness, right? That can emulate and expand. So let's see what light means spiritually. The absence of darkness quality that will help us to see, okay? To have more clarity, to understand, see things clearer, okay? I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. That's it, okay? Here we go. Similar to yantras, okay? Light codes are believed to be energetic frequencies, symbols, or patterns that carry transformative information and assist in spiritual growth. Okay? These codes are said to activate dormant potential. Some people say, okay, breaking the DNA code of the junk DNA, right, that we're not using, stuff like this, right? You've seen a lot of people come up with courses like this. And you might have no idea what upgrading yourself to a crystalline body even means, right? You're watching the channel like, huh? You want a what now? Okay. But let's start to get it on a deeper level, right? This is what we're doing here. So the codes are activating your dormant potential, which means what you are light already. It's just a reminder of your own light. Okay. It's dormant. It's like a volcano that can erupt at any time, but it's just staying dormant. It's just remaining still, right? So it activates your dormant potential, elevates your consciousness, and helps you connect with individuals with higher realms of existence. I really like this definition. So they're calling it soul light codes. Okay, very powerful. But this is still backdated, right? This is still 26 June 2023. So I'm sure we need a newer definition of what a light code really is. And what I really think it is aspects of your own psyche that help you to self-actualize and evolve, to help you towards your greatest potential, right? That show you the path. Someone else has done it, right? They've walked the path. Buddha, Krishna, Christ, right? They've walked the path, and then some of them are showing you exactly how to walk that path or understanding how you can awake your dormant potential, right? If you take those names that I just gave and you say your own name in that regard, you will start to notice there's a different spark with which you move, right? Now, maybe you don't like your name, but this is what happens is you sometimes interact with another person and they give you a nickname, right? They give you something where the walls drop, okay? Uh, the walls come down, basically, right? And we start to understand this on a very deep level, right? Akrioth, I'm gonna remove you because you're being dark, okay? Okay. Okay, back to this. So it's an awareness of a new reality and who you truly are, okay? Spiritual awakening. Okay. Anyway, so these are codes. These are hidden codes that can help us to elevate our consciousness. We understand this very clearly, okay? And if you understand this clearly, you can also use it to expand and move into different various aspects. Okay. And if you can understand that there might be a hidden code waiting for you. Okay. So let's say that we use it in a way that the picture that we find speaks to our soul in such a way that it creates a Shakti flow within us. It creates this, our energy to rise, and then we move with it. It gets us to do something. It's an inspiration. Okay. To inspire is divine guidance. Okay. That's where the word inspiration comes from. It's a divine guidance. It's a breath. Okay. So very, very powerful. Okay. The use over time is kind of dipped and now it's coming back more. Okay. We used to talk about it way earlier in the 1850s, it seems like. The feeling of enthusiasm you get from someone or something, which gives you new and creative ideas. Now let's look at the word enthusiasm. Here we go. Boom. Comes from the Greek word enthusiasmos, or enthus, meaning possessed by a god or inspired. Okay. Enthusiasm. That's what it means. I'm enthusiastic. It's basically saying the God within. Okay. Your deepest connection to the universe is what makes you enthusiastic about something. Okay. You're enthused by it. Okay. Enthused by it. Be wrapped, be in ecstasy. Okay. Divine inspiration or ecstasy. Okay. Full of the God. To be inspired. Okay. So very interesting, right, guys? You might not have thought of that word like that in any way or any context, correct? But now you are. So it's a different understanding, okay? Also the word entheogen, right? Interesting. So let's get back to this. Okay. All right. Back to what we were talking about. Okay. So if you're feeling low right now, you're lacking freedom. Okay. It's as simple as that. You're lacking freedom. You feel like I don't have a choice and I'm not free. I'm trapped here. I'm in the same cycle, right? However, if you had a freedom, you enter flow. Okay. So right now we're working on your liberation. What is crippling you? What is making you smaller? What is holding you back? What is creating more resistance? That's what's making you feel low. And with the element of freedom, we have flow. Okay. So you can understand it like this. Okay. Positive beliefs on one side, negative beliefs on the other side. Okay. Expansive energy, right? It feels like I'm growing, I'm inspired, I have enthusiasm, enthusiasmos. Okay. Negative belief makes you feel quite the opposite. Feels like, you're constricting. Okay, you're becoming smaller. You're shrinking in your power. You're not understanding how to communicate. You're hiding, right? You're creating all of these what? Flower petals. These flower petals are like coping mechanisms. They're defense strategies for your ego to protect itself and keep you in this pretty love and light box of negative belief. Okay? That's what it's there to do. But as a flower, why are you wilting? You have to bloom, right? Which is the other side. Break on through to the other side. Okay. And the other side is the positive belief, the one that's accelerating your growth, the one that's reminding you there's more to be done, there's more to be had. I'm free. That is my birthright. I'm here to be free. I have a choice. I have a decision. I can change. I can drop my addictions today if I choose to, if I make a decision right now. Okay. But a lot of us, we don't make a decision. We make a decision and then we go back to the old belief. We haven't really cut these flower petals out, right? Because these are the ones protecting us. It could be some random excuse, right? Could be that, you're overgeneralizing something. These are all called distortions, cognitive biases, okay? So these are the first things you're going to have to get rid of if you want to enter this new reality, okay? Getting rid of the negative beliefs and amplifying the positive beliefs, okay? This one is simply growth and inspiration, okay? I'm an instinctual G, okay? That's why you remember it. Or Instagram, right? IG. But that's what the, algorithm would want us to call it, okay? However, think about it, okay? I'm just an intuitive gangster, okay? That's it. Growth and inspiration, okay? I'm just the inspired general. You can come up with your own acronym for this, okay? But if you think that, okay, I actually have a choice here and I'm going to choose to do it like this, now you're the chosen one because you chose. You see, now you're in the frequency of being one of the chosen ones because you chose. You made a leap. You made a decision. You made a choice, right? Welcome to Robert, who joined the new path working of the ADEPS program. Okay. Welcome, bro. Good to have you on. Okay. And a lot of you listening would love to have you guys on too. Again, we're not here to shame anybody for their own journeys. If they're not here to learn how to channel, if they just want the basic, concepts and the constructs of what we're doing, that's valid. That's absolutely valid. Okay. But right now, let's focus on what works, what's effective, what's truthful, right? Let's not backmask our tracks and go and perpetuate a negative cycle within ourselves. Let's grow and inspire. Okay. And that uplifting energy is that energy that I've just kept following this entire time, bro. It's been the upward spiral, gang. It's been that energy. It's like I'm rising up, but I'm also going back into myself. And guess what? I'm rising up again. And it keeps happening. Why does it keep happening? Because it's trying to remind me I'm safe where I am. Okay. I don't need that stuff. Okay. I don't need that stuff. So let's kind of move this away. Hey, Extos de Heliopolis is here. What up, bro? Good to have you on here. So right here, okay, we're talking about negative belief and positive belief, right? The differences between negative belief uses all of these tricks, like little bag of tricks, like Felix the cat, and the positive belief doesn't need anything. It doesn't need a fucking permission slip to crush it. You guys get that? It doesn't need like, oh, I need to rely on this deity in order to get what I want. No, the deity's just there as a framework. Okay? It's there as a framework for you to step into that higher plane of existence. So the timeline will remind you of that. And there is only one master, remember. All the other deities fall under that one master. Okay, so if you keep circumnavigating and putting yourself into these spiritual lockdowns, right? You can't possibly go on the upward spiral gang, right? The upward spiral gang is betterment of the self, but it's also shedding of the ego, right? And that's what is very scary. I don't want to lose my identity. Do you? Okay. Imagine you woke up tomorrow and you didn't know who you were. You didn't know your identity, didn't know what you were doing. You'd be like this, right? It's the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. It is samsara. That is hell. That is Sisyphus pushing the rock up the mountain. That is that. That is this mentality of, I'm just going to wait till Friday. I'm just going to wait till Friday. I'm just going to wait till Friday. Okay? So that's the thing, right? And hey man, don't bring your grandma into this. Okay? So the other way has been a discovery pattern of this. And as I'm here in the inward spiral, then I go up. So this is what the different levels look like, right? You're going back into yourself again. It's like the movie starts, right? Harry Potter is an orphan boy. He has no idea how he has all these magical powers. His parents are both wizards and so forth, right? He's going along the process, and guess what? He gets all these little clues. He suddenly gets a letter, right? Think about it. You get a letter, you get something. You get called on the adventure, okay? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you got a golden ticket, okay? So you're given all these opportunities, and those opportunities are aspects of you to level up on this journey. So someone hands you a promotion. Are you going to take it or not? Is this going to be the moment where you say, enough is enough? I don't like this job. I'm going to try something new, right? That's life-changing. And again, there could be periods where you're transitioning into a newer reality, a state, right? So you're transforming yourself. Okay. And is she hot? Who's hot? His grandmother? Okay, I'm gonna put this user timeout. Akriel, sorry, man. You're just distracting me, bro. I'm in my flow. And I'm getting rid of you too, bro. Peace. Getting rid of your comment. I'll still let you comment if you still want to be uh, cool with this, okay? But don't get rid of my flow, brother. Okay? I'm in the zone right now. Not now, chief, okay? I'm in the zone right now. So, what have we discovered? This feeling of I feel so open enough to make a choice that's going to transform my life. And it could seem scary at first. That's why all these resistances, all these roadblocks, all these mental blockades come up saying, nah, man, you can't do that. You can't possibly do that. What? She's out of your league. How are you even going to? All of these thoughts come in. And guess what? Those are the thoughts that are blocking you and keeping you in this cycle. When you challenge the thought, okay, when you challenge the thought and you go, my turn, my turn. It's my time to shine. Enough is enough. Okay? You start getting this ripple of energy coming back to you. You start becoming the savage shaman. Why? Because you're the walking exam. Not you per se, but the aspect of you. Hold on 1 second. Someone's ringing my doorbell. So get a snack or something, get some coffee, and we'll continue. All right, guys. Apparently, I have a session today with somebody, which I wasn't told. So I have to get ready now to set out. But this is what it takes to be a flow Jedi, right? There's surprises along on your schedule, and you just have to adjust, right? You just have to adjust quick. Boom, right? Understand that when this energy comes up, when this power comes through, anything is possible, bro. When you're in the zone, anything is possible. When you're out of the zone, everything feels like a burden. What now? I can't do that. What? And you start complaining and venting and complaining and venting. And that cycle isn't going to help you what? Change to this upward spiral frequency. You're not going to tap into the flow like that. You get what I mean? You have to access the greatest version of you that is dormant through the light codes, through the understandings of meditation, yantras, as we were talking about. Okay? Paying attention to the geometry of this physical universe and understanding that everything has this harmony, this hidden order that is divine in nature. And if we pause for a few seconds a day and we understand that we are going with what is, well, this is from my mentor, okay, AZD. He was saying something very powerful. He said, instead of saying what is the right thing to do, you ask yourself, what is the light thing to do? What is the light thing to do? Okay. And if you're here to tap into the flow, you got to understand that the world is splitting into good and evil. Okay. I was a Sith. I was a Sith Lord for a long time. Now I'm a flow state Jedi, baby. I'm touching that higher galactic Jedi Council order and, the Galactic Federation of Light, whatever you want to call it. Okay. I'm tapping into that now. And it feels freeing, bro. It feels like my golden shadow is finally emerging and everything is coming along just the way that it's meant to be, like a picture perfect drawing or a poem, just at the right time, set in the right cadence, or just you looking at the fractals or the beauty of a flower, you know, and understanding that you have that very essence within you, in each of your energy centers to bloom, for you to ascend, for you to remove what? The emotional and energetic gunk that does not serve you any longer. That's what we're here to do. We are Primal Sutra. I hope you're having an incredible day today. May we never be the same again.